Okay, let's do this thing. Friday. All right, quiet on set.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. As the Oracle foretold, two idiots who would misinterpret the news so you don't have to. Live from Deltona, Florida, the avatars themselves, Jack and Laz.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another glorious edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the Shroud of the Avatar news so you don't have to do anything other than question your own personal life choices and ours. They deserve to be questioned.
Highly questionable.
Oh, yes. And I don't know who moved this last. I don't even know where that one actually goes.
What was
Someone
it?
moved a lamppost right in front of us.
Might have been me. Yeah, I saw something get grabbed when I was doing something earlier, so oopsie.
It's like
Oopsie.
dropped a lamppost right in the middle of the set.
Yeah, didn't see that way. Welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is Fruck Awesome Friday, June 7th, 2024, here inside and outside Shroud of the Avatar. And interesting, Discord app content no longer available.
The original pledges,
okay. Okay. Very interesting why that's no longer available. Because that should still be there. I just copied and pasted it yesterday, and it's from our Discord, but actually it's technically from someplace else, but we'll get to that shortly. But meanwhile,
yes.
You guys know what's going on. Greetings, Paladin Michael. Giveaways are open. Exclamation bundle me on both streams. Exclamation I love free shit on my stream. Pound Boutte over on Jack's stream to get entered in for Steam keys. And of course, if you want your own personal mystery game key, donate 300 bits to either Jack or myself, and we'll dig into the goodie bag and get you your own Steam key.
That is correct.
So yesterday we were talking about what were we talking about yesterday?
Face palming.
Well, the new updates from
Ravlox. Yes.
And let me refresh.
We got through one of the first video. We didn't get through the second one or the third little clip.
Yeah, the first one was game audit and balance phase 1. We covered yesterday.
And they are in the audit stage.
Yes.
Now, what we didn't discuss yesterday related to that audit is they already collect all those metrics internally. So they just need to log into their what I forgot what they're using for monitoring their Mongo database. I forgot what they're using for that, but that would be just generate reports from that, and they'll be able to see things. So they're already capturing all of that data.
I don't know how they would be able to see like the LOD stuff, the crafting stuff.
Well, no, I mean, that would be the like the mob XP, the mob drops, the gold drops, all the other stuff.
All that stuff should be readily available at their fingertips to just run a report and spit that out. Absolutely.
Yeah, the audit of crafting and like resources used for crafting, that would all be a manual process. The silly part related to that is how many years did we hear as designed as the answer for why
working
those
as
things
intended?
Yeah. So out of whack.
Well, technically at this point in time, it is working as intended until we change it, and then it's then working as intended yet again.
Yeah.
And how many times have we seen them say, this is the way it is, and then we went back and made a pass to fix it, and then it broke, and then they went back and fixed it, and then it broke, and then they went back and fixed it, and it still broke. We've seen that dozens upon dozens of times as well, but I'm trying to figure and make sure that we have the same things queued up here today. So I want to bring you back. Don't bring it up on screen just yet, but do you have the Facebook post open from yesterday still?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Is there new information on that?
Well, if you click on John Smith, he brings you to a Reddit topic.
Yeah, oh, yes. And I do have
that
Reddit topic up.
Okay, so you have the Reddit topic, and then in that topic, there's also a link from Soup 4000. Do you have that loaded? If not, you don't need it right now. Believe it or not.
Well, is that the exact same video that was posted?
The one that's at the top is the one that was shared with us by somebody.
Okay.
But
yes,
the reference from Soup 4000 will bring up a couple of guys you might be familiar with when you bring that video up. So yes, I did bring that video
up.
So yes, you understand where I'm going with this now. Okay, very good.
Because we don't plan anything really before the show other than, hey, here's some links.
Yeah, here's what was said to us. Excuse me. Still getting over this cold. And here's how here's the topics that we have for today, and that's it. A lot of times we don't even fully read through the topics before the show. We just cursory browse them so that our responses are as real as they can be when we get to them. Sometimes, of course, we do have a chance to read through everything, but most of this stuff I didn't get to till yesterday, actually. But
Yes.
anyway, in the post, I'm debating whether we should save this for the second half of the show um, and talk about. Let's start with the first video. How about that? Let's just get the first video out of the way because
the one at 4916.
The one at 4916, which I have to scroll back here.
Was the second one, yes.
Right, but
that you posted yesterday.
I'm looking for what that actual topic was. 4916 was it crafting?
Well, it might have been the LODs.
Hang on.
If Scotty's talking, it's the LODs.
It was crafting, so I tagged it as crafting. So let's get to this one first, and
okay, let me know when you're ready to play.
Yeah, hold on. I got to turn off the game background noise and then turn up the actual volume there so that they get the best possible thing over there. And we're ready to click start whenever you want to count this in.
3, 2, 1, play.
Those different things I just talked about, skills leading to mobs, leading to scene levels and things along those lines. So,
right.
Yep. Deuce Blackheart asks, crafting wise, is it a complete rework or is it in general a buff to crafting? Mechanically, no, it's not a rework. The same methodologies, of getting components, then making components or getting the components and then putting them together to make a thing is still what it's going to be. What we're mainly looking at least initially, is what it takes to make the item. If you go and cut down a tree, and you get, I don't know, let's say 2 or 3 logs off of it. Even that might be being a little bit generous. But when you take a log and you mill that down and it creates one board, which is a little ridiculous, then that one board has to be used to make one stave for a bow. Again, general example. I'm not citing anything specific here. That's not acceptable. That's not the way it should be. So,
so you're trying to get us out of the mode where we create that ridiculous circumstance from the Looney Tunes cartoon where, in the midst of the dun 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 dun, an entire tree is milled through, and then by the end of it's all whittled down, and the one tree makes a single toothpick, and it's
exactly right. Yeah. And that's what needs to be fixed. So that's what we're sweeping through. We're documenting all this stuff, getting it all together. So in effect, I would say that the whole thing's going to be a boon, because the recipes are going to be adjusted to be more practical for what the thing is. Of course, there is some spillover to that, because resource nodes may need to be tweaked in the world, things along those lines. That's why the where we are right now is literally in data collection. So we're not actually looking or even thinking about what changes we plan to make until we have all the data in front of us, and then we're going to have to go through the whole thing, because it's still just like the skills. You don't want to make changes to carpentry that would imbalance things that are being made in blacksmithy. So the whole thing has to be gone through from, again, top to bottom. So there's a lot of data salad is definitely a word.
I mean, because we've got to define all the interdependencies. And define them well enough to really realize the trends of failure as much as the trends of success.
Right.
I mean, I used to play a game, and I forget what it was, but it was one of those games where, you need to make you need to make a tooth totem. Oh, well, how do I make that? Well, first you need to go out and harvest these grunts or whatever it was to get grunt teeth. And I'm like, well, that's cool, I guess. It shouldn't take very long. No, it does, because every grunt only gives one tooth at the most, and sometimes they give none. And how many grunts do I have to kill? It becomes ridiculous, because it makes you ask yourself, why does a grunt have 0 to 1 tooth?
Yeah.
And so to me that always just felt ridiculous. It destroyed my immersion, and I'm like, okay, this is just patently ridiculous what I'm having to go through
Yep.
To do this simple task. And it was all because it was enforcing a grind when there really didn't need to be one, or it made no sense for the story.
Exactly. Right. So, Owen said, do we get meticulous data collection? I wish. That would be great. Um, but yeah, to speed things up, right? But that actually is something to bring up, that no one person is actually working on this. This is going to end up being every person on the team is going to have some role or aspect on uh, collecting the data, compiling the data, and then making the changes. And this is definitely going to be a group effort on our part. And again, and the analysis part is going to be huge. Um, we might have to actually increase the frequency of our internal meetings to deal with this when we start actually getting into it,
What?
so that
More
when
meetings? Oh my God.
big things occur, actual visible changes happen a little bit more quickly and frequently than it would be if we were just doing it based on one person and trickling through. So, and at the same time, we don't want to touch too many things in the game at once, that we don't have to, because we don't want to make the game feel alien. So there has to be some kind of a drift into this. But again, more details as we get closer to that, and we're not going to be leaking anything out about what we do, what we're thinking about doing, and as we get to the point where we're already staging the changes, and the changes are, technically in stone, as it were, right? Then we'll talk more about that, and get those things. Hopefully, we'll get them on QA server to have you guys go and touch the stuff before it goes live as well. Yeah. So, let's
Hopefully.
see. Is there
All right.
anything else going on here?
Let's see.
See if anybody has any other comments.
All right. Here we go. So,
Yeah.
I heard several things in this conversation that frightened me. Okay, so yeah, literally frightened me. Yeah, ancillary question: how many are paid? We don't know. Of course, yeah.
Well, how many meetings?
How many meetings is that? Well, supposedly they have one meeting a week. Supposedly, my understanding is. Whether that's actually attended every week by everybody is another question.
Yeah, it is one where it's like there's a lot of questionable things.
But even more horrifying is that everybody is going to be doing a little of everything instead of one person making changes, which tells me it's going to be a major mess. Because one person may decide that you only need 2 boards for an idea, but some other person may think you need 4 boards for an idea. And, it's like the rings from yesterday. 1 ingot for one type of ring, 5 ingots for another type of ring, but they make the same exact size ring. So, how are we going to flesh out?
Math.
Yeah, how are we going to flesh out and keep that level across the board? Literally, pun intended. Making boards. Condra says, as long as it's no longer one tree for one flute, it gets better. Yes, and how many cooks should make broth, Laz? Yeah, just one. Just one. Of course, you know the old adage. I probably may have said this before, but you give 30 chefs the same exact recipe, you're going to get 30 different dishes. Okay, that's just the way it is. Give them the same exact recipe, tell them to follow it, you're going to get 30 different variants on the same dish. End of story. Doesn't matter how precise they follow it, you're going to get 30 different dishes. So,
And Tina has the question: how is this
crafty
not
method.
all documented? And it is documented. It's documented in the code, man. The
Yeah,
code is documentation.
because, as somebody said earlier, fuck it, let's do it live. Because,
Hey,
yeah,
that's how we run the show. But
and,
we pretty much have a plan of what we're going to talk about
and
every day.
and
So
and then of course the comment of we're gonna try, keyword
yeah,
try, and get it on QA was another scary thing. And
and we're not going to announce anything until we change it.
and lastly, we're not going to leak anything or talk about anything. So you're not going to get any input from the people who this actually affects. You're just going to go ahead and make these changes uh, however you all see fit without trying to get any input whatsoever from the community and the people who are actually involved in these. Maybe when you're thinking about specific crafting items, crafting recipes, how we go about things. Like I'll give you a good example. The when we asked to make a batch recipe for making teleport zone recall scrolls, all we wanted was a recipe that allowed you to make them in bulk. We didn't want you to add another fucking step. We didn't want you to add a new ingredients. We just wanted you to make it so we can do multiples at a time. How hard was that? Apparently, it was really hard because they screwed the pooch on that. And then to top it off, not only did
Less
they
XP.
screw that up, that's right, you only got enough XP for 10 of those 12 scrolls across the board instead of the full 12 scrolls that you're making. Yes, what could possibly go wrong, Tina? What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, I just, a lot of what was said in that gets really scary when you really think about it. Is it a complete rework? No. Well, yes, because if you have to go, and that's the other thing. Um, Let me go back because I don't want to paraphrase this. I want to. What was the words he used? Was it here? Or was it in his post? Uh, 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 uh,
Which one are you looking for?
Yeah. I'm just reading to see if it was here where he said it or the other post. So just give me a second here. I might have to paraphrase it because
So you're looking for a forum post that Ravelock said something?
I didn't know because it's in several different places. He did the forum post and it was
Okay.
in the actual release.
Yeah. Or kind of like when he said like nodes in higher level tiers grant more resources and extra stuff.
Yeah.
It's like why did I get only 2 silver ore out of a tier 12 plus scene earlier?
Okay, so
because I can actually go to my recently looted. Dun 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 dun. See that I got 25 silver ore. Yet I mined like a bunch of nodes in the Panopticon.
all right. Anyway, I guess it was actually said in the live stream, but he alludes to it here, which is basically, we started a task of rebalancing. The effort will take a lot of time, and is now in the midst of data collection and analysis. This has been ongoing for several months already. So which is it? Has it been ongoing or are you just now starting? Okay, because it can't be ongoing for several months if you're just now getting to the midst of data collection and analysis, because wouldn't that be your first step to begin with? Or has it been ongoing that you've just been discussing the fact that we really need to unfuck a lot of stuff and get to a point where things have, you know, better outcomes, better balance, better QOL for the players in the game? At this point, yeah, I see. Was it holds 27 people in today? Is that 37? Let's see. Yeah, whole 27 people in game today that I have on my list, which
I have 21.
is a statistical low for recent numbers.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, the things change, but it's the scary thing about this is a massive project that they will have to change a bunch of values. And when they're doing that, it's like parts of this should be relatively easy. Like, why not just go through, change the number of board or number piece, the wood that is harvested from a tree. Okay. So 5 to 10 boards per tree, right? Or pieces of wood.
bugs,
And that, yes.
whatever you want to call them.
And then as you go up in tiers, you would also have to scale those. So that way the previous comments from Ravalox would actually be accurate. That as you
Well,
increase the tier, you're also getting more resources.
herein lies the rub. Is it as you increase in tier for harvesting or as you increase in skill level for harvesting? Which should it be?
Well,
Or should it be
remember
a combination of both?
it should be both.
Yes,
Um,
I agree.
I mean, it's the same way that like survey skill is completely broken because it doesn't work for a lot of resource nodes. It's like the size of the NOR node should actually increase in size and have a better indicator. Like the forestry one. It's like, yeah, how many times do you see all the foraging? How many times do you run past garlic nodes and mandrake because you never see them?
Yeah, I mean, there are places where you can find them, but never enough to make it worthwhile to go out and actually harvest them.
Well, yeah.
But I'm going to make a suggestion here, and if anybody likes the suggestion, maybe you all get out there and throw it into the forums and make it known. See if you can get some feedback on it. But if we're gonna make a pass like this, maybe it's time to look at putting in new tree types and new ore types while we're making this pass. And since we're gonna we're gonna delve into this in a deep dive, and we're gonna be accessing this, and you're going to have all that information right at your fingertips. It'd be a great time to add more tree types and more ore types into the game across the board, because this is the time to do it if you're doing it right now. That's all I'm going to say. And if anybody thinks that's a good idea, please be my guest. And because again, when it takes us a little while of hammering home an idea like the
Yes,
vault
tin and
or
nickel should be their
yeah.
own type. Yeah.
Well, tin and nickel should actually be what they are, alloys. You should be taking and adding other ingredients to your iron and copper, mostly iron, to make your tin and nickel. That's what they are. They're alloys. They shouldn't be found just in nature alone. You should be able to create those by,
you can find alloys in nature.
Oh?
Yeah. You just have to have the appropriate heat source and the appropriate
Yeah, well, my understanding is that stuff has to be
things.
combined with other stuff, but that's, I'm
Well,
not a
to get a
smith.
better version of it, yes, you do. You do need to.
Tin and nickel
But
are metals. Okay, let's see.
well, what about like fixing the fact that you salvage at a blacksmithing station instead of at the smelting station?
All right, tin is okay. Known to the ancients in bronze with alloy with copper. Yeah, okay. All right, I'll give you all that.
Yep.
I'll give you all that.
But yeah, I mean, it's like as they go through and change this, it is going to be a long process to where we might see something in 3-4 years, or it will be something that was abandoned because it's work.
Well, yeah, we're not going to go there. Again,
Well,
I think I think we made our judgment call on this yesterday. So basically, uh, while it looks good on paper, sounds good on a live stream, whether it actually gets pulled off to the uh,
hey, we're still waiting for um
still
new
waiting for
server to be installed.
coconuts to get fixed, new server to be
Yeah,
installed. The
Unity update,
Unity update, yes. What else are we still waiting for? Oh yeah, we're still
flexible
waiting for
placement.
horse jumping, flexible placement. Yeah, still waiting,
Yeah.
still waiting, still waiting for episode 2, 3, 4, and 5. Still waiting. Yeah, and of course, well, I'll just let you guys, figure out what this has got to do with how it's going to impact at least episode 2. Because you can pretty much kiss episode 2 goodbye at this point in time. That you're not going to see it anytime in the next couple of years if we're going to stop what we're doing and start redoing this kind of stuff. So
Hey, remember, episodes will be released 12 to
12 to
18
18
months.
months. Yeah, 12 to
Every
18
12 to
months.
18 months.
Yeah. Threw that one out the window several years ago.
Yeah.
So
Well,
anyway,
I think it's hilarious whenever like one of the guys comes in and says, "Hey, now that we're on working on episode 3," it's like,
dude.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah. But yes,
You know what
are
time
you
it
ready to
is?
pull a giveaway?
I am. I'm sitting right there ready to click those buttons. So let's close it. Let's
Night
pull a winner.
Rider getting
And
my streamer bundle.
Torque is going to get my streamer bundle.
Oh, yay.
As we reopen that and pull the streamer bundle out of the bag for Torque.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So before the show, I was actually out in the Obsidian Panopticon killing some wolves and bears and elementals and stuff like that, and mining some silver ore nodes, and then doing weird
Well,
things.
again, we're talking about other stuff the other day. I mean, I put a clip in my mailbox, and again, I just bring it up there, and I'm showing people that, I get these, I put my buy orders out on my vendors, and you can see gold ore, gold ore, gold ore, gold ore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it goes right to my bank. Let's go over to the bank real quick.
Oh, no. Ew.
Excuse me.
Yes. Who is Gold Ore?
Yeah, and it gets delivered right to my bank, so that all I got to do is just pile it up. Also, I'd like a button that would allow me to automatically stack those like it does everywhere else's, but it doesn't work in
Crowd
the
math.
bank. Yeah, Shroud math. But yes, again, the concept of, and again, the buy order town, just I don't see that. I'd just rather continue on as I'm going because I do things like that anyway. But let's get to the hot topic out there that got a lot of people buzzing on the topic of player housing, um, repair and new house development. So, should we read? No, we're not going to read first because that would be a spoiler. So,
Oh
let,
man, that screenshot of the conversation is no longer available. Damn
what's
it.
yeah, that
The
that
one you
was
posted yesterday.
that was that was the one that wasn't available. Is that not in the?
Yeah, I don't know, but house repair and new house
No, no,
and
no.
house development.
We're not reading that.
We're not reading that. We are
Yeah, hold
going to
on.
the Reddit page.
I'm going back to see. Uh, yeah, it's there. Scroll up.
I know, but it just
I know
didn't want
that's
to.
that's what disappeared. I didn't understand it, but it's there in
Yeah,
our Discord. I don't
yeah.
know why. I don't know why the link expired. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. Got the same URL.
Right, but should we go to the Reddit link first, or should we go?
Well, the
I
Reddit
mean,
link has the YouTube link to the portion that we need to do because it's actually been done as a clip.
right. It was done as a clip, and then I guess we should play the clip first, and
Yes.
then follow through with that. So, uh, and again, let's get our volume settings. And again, I've got the volume up. I might be able to push it on my mixer. So give me a second there. Maybe I can bring the volume up a little bit more, but I hope I don't blow you all out if I do that. So we're gonna
Hey,
just
you'll do weird
max
things.
that out. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing that though. And are you ready to play this clip?
Yes, we are clicking play in 3, 2, 1, play.
The original pledges, we have to still weigh this a little bit and discuss it, but basically, uh, the more time that passes, the less of the original pledge players there are active in the game to actually play and utilize assets, which makes them a waste. They're in the game and they're not doing anything. So we have to take a look at a serious look at what we could do to actually uh, correct that situation and make those houses maybe available, or pay special attentions to the houses that are not currently available and give them repair jobs. So there will be versions of those that would be available. So again, this is not something that we've already made a policy decision on. We're still getting there. Got the original pledges.
Okay, so and the title. Let me bring this back down now to a reasonable level. I hope that did what it was intended to do. Yeah, Kickstarter rewards a waste. Pledge people not being here,
Are no longer playing.
so assets aren't being used. You know what? They're my fucking assets that I bought, paid for, and pledged for, and I can use or not fucking use them however the fuck I goddamn feel. I'm sorry. Okay? I have loads of
Yeah.
these assets. You know what I did with 90% of them? I sold them to other people because they were useless to me. Okay? So, that train of thought, let's just chuck that out the window, first off.
Well, that train of thought that Ravelox has is the exact same mistake that Portalarium did
Well,
by bringing back
again, I'm not going to jump the gun on this. I'm just
Well, not
was
only that, but they also said that after they started bringing back things that had been expired from the add-on store, they said pledge items are sacrosanct.
right.
But then they still put some pledge items like commission-free vendors in the add-on store.
Correct.
But this is a continuation of shooting yourselves in the foot for a quick asset flip.
Okay, so a lot of comments here. Gonna go with. You want to read these first couple?
So, out with the old, in with the new from Belladonna, Merrick, and some of us don't mind our pledge houses being made available.
Oh, you're going to that. I'm over on
No.
Reddit. Let's
Oh,
bring
oh,
let's bring up the thing that was, yeah. I don't know why it was deleted out of there.
yeah.
This was comments, yes. So yeah, okay. We'll go with this real quick.
McArse, I would expect compensation if you're going to take away my pledge housing as unique
Absolutely.
items. Bedfast sounds great. Dabs a lot. Thank you. All you do devs do. Well, it's like you can still keep your house, just don't expect any changes to it, I would think. We gave money to keep this going, irrespective of being penalized due to growth. So, for one, you have to actually look at
Yeah, don't
what kind of pledge
yeah, don't harp on this too much.
does
Just
the
read.
person have.
Trust me. Read the
Yeah.
comments because we want to get to the main goal. Trust me, because you don't want to say
Okay.
anything right now that you're going to regret in 5 minutes.
Crossfire Bug's Eye. Will it make things worse to have two versions of a house to load? I.e., does loading a second house of the same type load quicker since it's already being loaded once? And Mikarasa, it's a slippery slope. No house is going away from Submarine Mike. At a minimum, I would expect the same house deed with the new changes. Best to start on houses with the most instances, given as compensation. Yeah. Belladonna again. By using the new LODs, it should make them easier to load. Falcon Nut. In other words, that was a roundabout way of saying Ravalox wants to further violate the rarity of exclusive pledge rewards. I don't feel the houses should be rare like my Edelman music box.
Eric, you're an idiot. Sorry.
And Falcon Nut, who cares what you feel? I do. Same people that care what you feel. I do. Yes, me too. So the irony is like that Merrick is saying, hey, it's okay for one of my pledge rewards to remain rare, but others I don't care about.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, Tina, I agree. American F right off because, unless he spent the thousands upon thousands upon thousands that we spent, maybe he did. Maybe he just feels differently. But I'm sorry, every time you break one of those promises. But
the thing
let's
is,
get to
they shouldn't.
a couple
I have no
comments
problems with
here.
them retexturing things, and that's one of the things that
Again, come back over to Reddit.
Yeah.
And let's read the first couple.
So Soup 4,000 makes sense from a
Dreamfast.
Oh
right?
wait, sort by. What do you have for the sort?
Mine's actually best.
So is mine. Let me reload the page.
I have Dreamo 84. Yeah, Dreamo 84, Cherry Soda, a new supporter of ours, and Soup. Let's get those out of the way.
Honestly, though, rewards won't mean anything if the game shuts down. If they need more money, let them make it. If you want the game to stay online, that is. Money can be honestly made selling new items without scamming any out of any commitments they were promised in the past. Do they even have anyone to make new stuff? There is no excuse for scamming people if they don't have an artist in the games that depends upon selling art, then that is where they need to focus. I think they largely repackage assets from the Unity store.
Yeah.
Then back to Soup 4000. Makes sense from a practical point of view, but it's just going to reinforce even more to the remaining player base that their word cannot be trusted. They had recently made a recommitment to keeping exclusives and rare items exclusive and rare. Then they come in and say this. Which is it? Edit in reference to Lunch with Laz and Jack video. You want to play that?
Shall we play the video? Yes.
Yes. We are clicking play in 3, 2, 1, play.
No, there's no item this month. Mike Soda is asked if there is a special item. I don't want to flood that type of situation because these are really true rares. The idea is that
Wait for it.
like
Wait
the
for it.
2024 version of the Dark Star Metronome, that will never appear anywhere else. I mean, even if I'm tempted, I will not pull it out of a thing and give it away. It's locked down. That's it, done. There's only so many of them in the game, and that number is definitely low enough to encourage the community to have a secondary market on that, which we don't mind. And
What?
you know,
What did
everybody
he
loves
just
rare.
say? Put a hold on that. What was that? Did we hear that correct?
Secondary
Secondary
market. We don't have a problem with it.
We don't
And,
mind.
hey,
what?
this is a rare.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, you get the idea that people are actually pointing to us. But now let's get to the meat and potatoes. Okay. Let's get to the post that he posted yesterday on house repair and house development phase 1, because a bunch of you folks are gonna probably be eating your words, and you know.
Annoyed?
No, actually, well, I'm gonna let them all be as surprised as you're gonna be.
House repair in new house development phase 1. As has been talked about in the past, we are building new houses. Originally, we aimed to create a smaller version of the Lord of the Isle mansion. However, 2 things occurred last year when this effort was to start. Scotty had medical issues that needed to be addressed, which stopped him from working most of the year. And when he dove into the existing Lord of the Isle mansion, found it to be too complex to start the effort with. Scotty is, of course, an excellent artist and a legend within the Ultima and Soda communities. But building houses is not a major part of his daily skill set. He built the Red Barn currently for sale in the Crown Shop many years ago and has not touched housing since. With this in mind, we are starting with a row-sized house and will build from there. We had a choice. Fix the old houses as much as we could first, then build new ones, or build new houses to sell and go back to repair the existing houses later. Neither of these options would make anyone happy, since either players would have to wait for new houses or repaired old houses. So we discussed, reviewed, and decided that taking the existing default row house models, repairing any issues that can be without affecting visuals, made the most sense. Then we will use the updated mesh as a baseline for a new row house model that will have a different floor plan, features, and textures. In this way, we will be alternating between bug fixes for existing houses and the creation of new ones.
I gotta give him some props for that.
That is how you change textures and hey, it's okay. A new house. As we move forward, we will fix the bugs in each pledge house we touch, bringing them to operational level expected when originally delivered. Pledge houses will not be improved otherwise. The money obtained from purchase of the newly created houses will be directly applied to the repair efforts of the old houses and to help make more new ones. This thread will never be updated again as we reach operational checkpoints, meaning that once the default 4-story row house is ready for player testing, I'll post an update here as well as testing directive for the player test environment on the QA server. Once testing is completed, then the next steps will be posted. Scotty will be posting in his usual work blogs as he progresses through the project. I will add a link here when he creates the house work thread. I have no problems with the decision of, hey, we're going to fix this old stuff. The video we haven't seen actually shows that there's a bunch of things rendered in row houses that are never actually displayed. So
No sense
and
in
then fixing
rendering them if we're
LODs.
not displaying
Yeah,
them.
and then
Absolutely.
also there's a discussion about the meshes that are applied are actually the wrong size, and so they get all kind of blown out and screwed up, and so they don't look as good as they're supposed to.
So,
yeah.
to recap, they are going to and have made the decision not to fuck with your pledge houses except for repairing stuff visually. Now, other discussions as to once they're repaired visually, if they decide to reskin them and make some variants of them, makes them a different house, which again, I don't think Jack or I have a problem if you reskin it and make it a different variant of the house. But don't go fucking with the originals because the originals have their original rarity. Now, of course, again, at this point in time, they're not going to mess with them aside from improving them and making them so that they load quicker. Things that aren't needed to load aren't loading, and so on and so forth. Now, I find this a little contradictory, though, for the fact that, what was it, 2 years ago? Or was it earlier this year? Was it this January or past January when it was announced that Scotty was coming back to do housing? Thought it was last year.
It was before last year, so like 18 months ago.
It was January of last year is when it was. So that would be that would be 18 months ago.
Would be 18 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be 18 months ago. Imagine that.
But health problems.
Right, yeah. But but building houses is not a major part of his daily skill set. So, I question why he was tapped at the point to be that person if that's not part of his skill set, which again, Scotty's done some wonderful work and we love Scotty to death on another level. But if that's not his skill set, shouldn't somebody else who has that skill set be the guy tapped to really get that stuff done? I don't know.
Yes.
But, I'm not going to argue with it because, again, most of what Scotty does get into heavy detail. Scotty is very detail oriented when it comes to this stuff. And to this point in time, again, the moon dial, the metronome, while I think it was a waste of his developer time to remake something that only a handful of people are ever going to get, that didn't really need to be redone, could have been spent on doing some of this stuff with the housing. The chair that he has that he made, great chair, great stuff we got, but did we really need that metronome and that chair when we really needed all this other stuff done is what it really comes down to.
The other thing is what they really should be doing is,
and Scotty we trust. That's right.
A couple of full-time artists that are just churning out new assets.
And we don't care if they're reskinned from the Unity store. That was the game plan all along. That was the whole point of picking Unity, was all the assets that were available, low cost, cheap, or free, that they could use and insert into the game from the Unity Asset Store.
Now, the one thing that we disagree with is like, say, the horse statue.
Charging $75 for a horse statue that cost you $5. Yes.
Yeah, they cost them $5 to add
Yeah.
into the game, and they're charging 75. We have
Yeah.
problems with that.
We have problems with that.
And so, like, if it's unique assets developed only for the game versus, hey, we're just asset flipping from the Unity store, there's problems related to, one, no art asset in the video game should cost $75. Unless you're going to sit there and say, hey, there's only 12 of these in the world.
Yeah, and Conjurer Dragon says, and provide a few options for larger houses now that we can use larger lots. I agree with you there, Conjurer Dragon. I wish they would have
no idea
done.
why it was just booted.
Yeah, I wish it was probably an AFK boot. I wish they would have started with castle lots like they initially had planned. But again, it makes sense to go for the most used, most rendered, most popular default row lots to get started with, because that's probably eaten up a whole lot of resources while loading
Yes.
into scenes and stuff. So I understand that. Do we want castle size houses? Absolutely, because they're very lacking in the game. And as more and more people, I mean, I personally never thought I would really get there. I'd planned to get there, but now I don't own just one castle lot. I own two castle lots. So, but I can't get a castle house because there are no houses except for those two dry dock pirate ships that I just don't want a ship that looks like crap taking up a castle lot. It just makes no sense. A castle lot should have a proper castle sitting on it, and that's what we should have. I think maybe once they get the row lots, first couple row lots done, they should jump to the higher tier and make one or two of those to get that out of the way, then jump down to village lots, and alternate back and forth. Start with your row, go make a castle lot. Jump to your village and fix them, go build a city lot. Jump to your town lots, fix them, give us a new town lot. Work both ends, burn the candle from both ends, and meet in the middle when it comes down to getting this all done. But all in all, this has been a big news update week. Now, all we have to do is sit back and wait for things to appear or not.
We got stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I bet you there'd be a great way to get people to use some of that currency to get them betting on whether we see these things or not.
Why are none of the castles whitewashed? It's because we only like looking at 500-year-old unmaintained castles instead of maintained castles.
Yeah.
Hence the lacking of whitewash. Yeah. It's time for us to start getting out of here.
Time for us to start getting out of here, but again, time for us to just, debunk the fact that just because they've said something on stream does not mean that's the way they went.
Well,
and of course,
we won't know what the way they went until we actually get there. Because in this post, it does not say that we are not going to re-release the old pledge houses to the add-on store. It does not say that directly. It says we're going to start working and then we're going to reskin. But he explicitly
as we move forward, we will fix the bugs in each pledge house we touch, bringing them to the operational level expected when originally delivered. Pledge homes will not be improved otherwise. I think that's just.
That doesn't say that we aren't going to re-release them on the add-on store.
Well,
on the Crown Shop,
you got a point there, but only time will tell. And at this point in time, it's time for us to wrap things up and pull our final giveaways of the stream and get started with our weekend.
Oh, yes.
Long live the Stymie. Stymie Savage Fury, you are the winner, and you're sitting right here, which makes my life incredibly
And
easy.
Lomir got my streamer bundle, but the Conjure Dragon recipient of a $20 game in Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX. So congratulations there,
Oh,
Conjurer.
well, Conjure Dragon is got the luck of the game keys today
Oh, you
because
got both?
he's got the win on my side as well. And Conjure Dragon, let's see what we've got for you today. He's going to get himself a copy of the First Templar Steam Special Edition. The First Templar Steam Special Edition, and that's worth $9.99 on Steam. So congratulations going out to Conjure Dragon and Stymie for their wins. As always, gotta say thank you all for joining us here each and every day right here on NBNN, because without you folks, none of this would be possible. And of course, keeping us here for 10 years, well, doing what we do. Come on, oh, paste. That's why I'm hitting the wrong button. I can copy. Is all thanks to you folks. So, and Drip says, if you look at the top clicks for soda, about the one pledge rewards is by far the most popular. Yeah, maybe we'll look at those for Monday, but we'll see. By the time we get to Monday, anything's possible. Meanwhile, we got to get out of here. We'll be back with more right here on NBNN on Monday. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you all on Monday. Not tomorrow.
Bye-bye.